To our next topic, reminder that FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. If you want to get in on FanDuel, they got incredible deals for everyone right now. Bet $5, and if that $5 bet wins, as a new customer, you can turn that into $300 in bonus bets. So if you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com/UCSS. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS to get in on the action. We got 20 minutes for 2 topics, 10 minutes each, guys. We talked about the Browns' offense against the Steelers' defense. What about the flip side of the equation? When Aaron Rodgers and company has the football, do you think they'll be able to move the ball against Myles Garrett and this Browns defense with a brand-new cornerback? Or do you heavily favor the Browns defense in that particular matchup? G?
Heavily favored is very, very strong commentary.
That makes it sound like we're certain it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's even for the Duke of knee-jerk. This is a rivalry game. It's at Pittsburgh. I don't think you can, talk about, hey, this is, but this was the statistics say. Aaron Rodgers has been surprisingly decent to me. I thought, he would come in, his personality would clash with the locker room, and if they got off to a tough start, people might check out a little bit. But Aaron Rodgers is played surprisingly efficient football. They've run the ball. I think Gainwell, what's his name?
Kenneth Gainwell.
Gainwell is running the ball well. I think this is a game where I'm watching Tyson Campbell, right? I'm watching how this works because the Cleveland Browns have had trouble with communication. And one thing that we've seen, Greg Newsome and Denzel Ward have been great this year together. I thought Denzel Ward was playing Denzel's always played pretty well, but Greg Newsome was playing very well this year. So now I want to look at the communication. I would see more man coverage because if you're trying to pass things off with Aaron Rodgers, you may have breaks in communication where guys is running wide open. So I think they'll play more man coverage. I think they'll, simplify things in the back end, and that could be to the detriment of what the pass coverage is going to look like. So, Myles Garrett is going to have to get home. Mason Graham's going to have to get home. Some of those guys are going to have to get home. But I think they're at a small disadvantage this week because of the continuity that they don't have. Not saying that Tyson Campbell can't get up to speed, but I do think if you want to give a little slight edge or give some pause about the Browns being dominant in this particular football game, you have to go to the continuity in the back end, and Aaron Rodgers being a veteran who's playing pretty well right now.
How many times have we seen the Browns give up a big play because of a bust of one guy in the secondary?
A lot.
Oh, man.
It's too much to count. By the way,
it just takes one, though.
By the way, Campbell has given up, I believe, the most big plays, leading in the league in big plays, giving up the amount of big plays in terms of deep shots.
Well, he'll fit right in.
50 yards, 40 yards, 30 yards. I think he's up 5 of them so far.
And that's sort of what I'm getting at is he's going to have extremely limited practice time this week. It could be a great trade.
Probably one just yesterday, right?
I would imagine.
How much do they do today?
No, today will be
full.
Yeah.
Okay, then they'll have 2 full days.
Yeah.
Yesterday was his first day.
So it could be a great trade for the long term, but for this week, man, it's really put them in a bad spot when you make a trade at the time that they did. And I didn't see Jim Schwartz's comment that Zach said, but that's very telling that he's like, hey, we got the game plan and you just took my starting corner out. And it's sort of like an injury, but not really because Campbell just got here.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's been here all along and understands their calls and what they're doing. So, yeah, there's some risk to this. I don't think the Steelers are going to run it well on this Browns front seven. I think Mason Graham had talked. I asked him this week, I said, man, that Detroit game, it felt like they were doubling you a lot more. And I wasn't in London. You kind of have to be at the game to watch a defensive line. You can't really see it on TV. The Detroit game is the last game I was at, and it just felt to me like he was getting doubled a lot more. And he's like, I don't even notice. Like I'm not even really. I can't even tell in the game if it's happening more than it did previously. But I'm telling you, as someone who has watched a lot, I feel like he's getting doubled more now than he was earlier in the year. And I just don't think the Steelers are going to be able to run it that successfully against the Browns, but you do sort of worry now about Aaron Rodgers and being able to hit a big play when you've got a corner who's had 2 practices and is brand new to the system. There's an exposure level to this Browns defense right now.
I have a question for you, G, because I had a conversation yesterday with someone who played the game, not defensively, offensive, but I want to get your take on this. I said, wow, it's almost minimizing the job of a corner. To actually, like, I understand if you want to go for a running back or a wide receiver because there are plays. There's a lot of carryover.
Yeah.
For me, my point was with defensive back, it's not just see fast guy, follow fast guy. It's communication.
A bunch.
And it's like you took a spoke out of the wheel,
Yeah.
and now you're putting a brand new spoke in there. And to me, like, this is stunning that you've done this in the middle of a week. And it's like I would be surprised if they didn't hit a big play on him or someone on the back end of that defense, just because someone's going to be out of position because they don't know, they're not used to it.
And the way Aaron Rodgers, I mean, let's not listen. Say what you want about Aaron Rodgers. Like, I think sometimes at the end of their career, people be just jumping on and Aaron Rodgers ain't what. Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever put a helmet on.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's
easy.
walking, like, let's not act like he ain't him, like, understanding what you do. And so when you put a great point on this, Jay, because now Aaron Rodgers has to know, they ain't going to be running zone like that.
Well, that's what I want to add. Did somebody ask Tyvis? You can answer this. I wonder if anyone asked Tyvis when he was here this week. Is it easier? Do you just have to play man? Is it just man?
That's what it's
I
going to
think
be.
you have to.
It's man.
I've said there's no chance Campbell will play zone.
Yeah, how can he?
He's just going to be able to play man. He's going
That's
to have
it.
basic communications.
Basic. Like anything exotic. I'm even worried about, now he's an outside.
And now you tax everybody.
He's an outside corner. I'm worried about, because when you get to motion and who has who with zones, it just changes everything.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, and then it's a level of corners need to be on the edge and playing free. Like, it's one thing, like it's Minifield and Hanford Dixon.
Yeah.
Y'all know it inside and out. You're kindred. I know you. I know where you're going to be. I know what to expect. I know where my safeties is. And the thing about corners is, even if you don't get beat deep and they complete the pass, 5-yard interferences, hands, that's a first down.
Yep.
Spot fouls on
Pass
at the one
interference.
that pass interference.
Yep.
That, I mean, there's no reason Aaron Rodgers just doesn't say. And by the way, Jim Schwartz does not travel people. What if they're just like, hey, DK Metcalf, come on over here. Let me tell you something. We got one of them. You on him all game. And then now they know that about Jim Schwartz. So now he's a little handcuffed in terms of, dude, you know I don't travel. I have faith in our corners and what we're doing. But now the game plan is completely different.
Yeah, I can imagine he's not very happy right now.
And defensive coordinators do not like change. They do not play around with that. That's why it was surprising to me, even though I get it from an analytics standpoint, I could get it why from a coach's standpoint, where you're just like, what do you mean? This is you are tasking us on this defensive end to be the stoppers. We are the engine of the team. If we win, this is the same team that held the Green Bay Packers and got the turnover to win. This is the same team that played.
And that's
going to
be the blueprint to win all year.
That's the blueprint.
It's gonna be defense.
He's a little upset, but look. We'll see how it works. It's going to be very interesting because I'm interested to see how the Steelers go about attacking that.